Fight and Talk, back again, and today I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Nathan Greyson. Nathan, Violent Money's killing it at the minute, mate, and you've just decided to start the Violent Money Fighter Fund. Can you tell us a bit about it and sort of your reasoning for doing it?
Exactly. So the Violent Money Fighter Fund came about by simply like from me being a fighter, not getting any sponsorships for myself really. I mean, I had one, and then they decided to not sponsor me while I got onto Bellator for some reason. So I just got kind of fed up of just like always been like dangled a carrot in front of my face. So I felt like I spoke to a few other fighters also. They felt the same. And me and my business partner just cracked on. Like we just took it in our own hands to just help other fighters, man.
Yeah, so for those who maybe haven't seen about it, can you explain a bit about what the Fighter Fund's going to do, how it's going to help benefit fighters?
Yes, man. Hang on. Go over there. Go. Go. All right. Yeah, sorry about that.
All right.
Basically, the Violent Money Fighter Fund, if you don't know, it's a concept that me and my business partner were the first to bring it to life, bring it to fruition. Basically, we're going to help MMA fighters. We have a growing list. Unfortunately, it's not for every single pro MMA fighter, but we have a growing list. We're building a team, we're building partners, and the public can actually donate, contribute to their fighter, whoever's on the list, and it's just simple as that, really. It's just donate for like camps. As fighters, we have to pay for our own medicals, brain scans yearly, which is like brands, it's thousands of pounds. The public don't know about that. We're putting on a show for everyone. Trainers, I think we're putting our lives at risk. So like we're prize fighters also. So prize is definitely our sights at all times. But we have fighters that have to cut weight. They're spending £600 on fight camps to cut weight. I mean, like we're all used to like eating good food like burgers, you know what I'm saying? Milkshakes, but we can't. We have to cut this down. So we're actually spending more to cut down to this weight. Yeah, we signed up for it, of course, but unfortunately, the sport doesn't pay us as much as we feel we need. So the Violent Money Fund is here to set up and help fighters along the journey, man, of their careers.
So why was it so important for you to set this fund up and help out like fellow athletes?
I mean, we have I'm good friends with Cal Ellenor. He's like playing a major role in the organization right now. Dominic Woodin, he's in Bellator at the moment. And a few others, man. They're partnering up together. Everyone's in contact with each other. Everyone's trying to make it work, you know?
Yeah. You mentioned Cal as well. I know he was expecting a call, so we'll add him into this one just so we can all chat. I mean, that fight back in, what was it, February now last year between you two, that was the first of that Bellator series. And I mean, from that, you became really, really good friends, haven't you?
Yeah. Literally from the fight, I think was the first we met, but there he is.
Yes, boys.
Freak face, what are you saying? What's that, Cal?
Yeah, right, man. How you doing?
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah. Just saying, that we became close friends after the fight. Just to respect that, and that really. Like I was watching his fights before. We spoke about this obviously before. I was watching his fights before, Jake, and before we actually fought, and I was like, damn. I think it was against the Fahid Jacobs or something. I think they were before the fight. Cal obviously choked him out and gave him the back. No way. I'm not gonna let this go. No. But yeah, we had a great fight, man. that was my best fight. That was my best fight.
Aye, 100% same. Like, fucking best night ever. Like, was sick.
Cal, for you as well, I've just been talking to Nathan there about how this is going to really help fighters with their camp and stuff. What does it mean to you to be part of the Violent Money Fighter Fund? And ultimately, how much is that going to help you for your next camp, whenever it may be?
Oh, 100%, mate. It's like nobody's doing anything like that. You know what I mean? It's like a massive push in the right direction. Like, I feel like for some reason, I don't know why fighters, I don't know why they didn't support each other and don't back other fighters up, you know what I mean? But that's the only way things ever get better, you know what I mean? Just by helping each other. And I feel like that's exactly what Violent Money's doing. And it's like look at some of the fighters on board, you know what I mean? It's an awesome brand to be a part of, and being an ambassador for them, it's massive for me, you know what I mean? Massive push for me. And it means we're helping each other. It's awesome, mate.
I've just thought as well, Nathan, you're saying about you two becoming good friends. Carl, I think there's a bit of a story as well, even behind the name. It's Tommy's middle name, is that now, with Jesse?
Yeah, there is. Obviously, for anyone who no, it was weird. It was like, well, Jesse was when Jesse was a bit small. Obviously, she found out that obviously she was gonna have a little brother, and then for some reason we always used to say, what's Tommy's name? What's Tommy's name? She used to say baby bro. We used to say, what's baby bro's name? And she used to always say Tommy Ruben like that. And I don't know if she must have heard Nathan's name when the fight was coming up or whatever, and she'd heard Nathan Greyson, and we said, oh, what's baby bro's name? And she said Tommy Greyson, and both of us obviously loved it. I was like, well, if I get sparked out cold, we're not doing this. I was like, if he knocks us out cold, we're not having the name. I was like, but any other way, we'll have it. So fortunately, I didn't get sparked. So class.
That's full respect, man. That's so much love, man, Cal, man.
It's sick, man. It's cool, man. You know what I mean? And he's a good lad as well. You know what I mean? He's good as gold, man.
I'm gonna get him. He's getting a key.
So Nathan, what's next for you as well? Am I right in thinking you've not fought since the London card last year? What's the sort of plan for you? Are you looking to get back in the ring, or now is the focus more on Violent Money and developing that side of things?
Do you know what? From the Cage Warriors last fight, when I fought Creasy, that when what happened after that, what started off the brand, I kind of felt like that was like that was my path. I knew that was gonna be my journey somehow to like kind of change the game for the better, in the sense of fighters getting paid a bit more. So when Bellator called, and then I got the paycheck got bigger, I was like, damn, like I'm really living. Is it like I'm really like living, being congruent to what I want to do now? And obviously never went too well. Lost against Cal, lost against Malambo. Both fought for world titles. Bellator decided to cut me, and I thought, listen, like, can't be us starting back again, man. Like going back through the smaller shows, building back up. And to be honest, I'm so grateful that I have this to fall back on, because fighters who retire, and even other sports like football, any other sport really, like when you're consistently training and competing and you stop, you fall into like a dark hole. And I kind of felt like that for a bit, but like I'm so grateful that I had this brand, and like it gave me much bigger than me, you know. It's like it's for a cause, and I've always kind of been like a rebel, but now I've got a cause, so like I believe in it, you know. So yeah, no more fighting for me, man. This is my.
In that sort of aspect then as well, you can sort of look at the fight game differently now that you're not sort of, you know, so involved in it, in the sense of you can now maybe look at other fighters and go, like, not look at fighters as potential opponents, but actually look at these fighters as athletes. Just how good do you see the UK MMA scene right now?
Like the UK MMA fighters,
Yeah.
the actual athletes, I think is obviously like we're definitely like if not the best in the world, we're definitely like top 2 or 3 nations that's the best in the world. But the actual game of UK MMA itself, I think it still needs a bit of growing, man. We're still a bit young in the game. Promoters, managers, etc. Like we still got a lot of growing to do, you know. And I think the only way to do that is if we all work together. And I don't know why we're so far behind. I think that's probably why, because when you go to the States and you go to other countries, you see how they got like the management and everything's all under kind of like one roof, or they're all connected. They work together, you know. So the actual UK MMA, I think, got a little bit of growing to do. I think we need to wake up and just work together. And but the athletes, like, we got like, speaks for itself, man.
This one's for you both as well, but I mean, you're talking about there everybody working together. Do you think a sort of commission that could help look after the fighters would be something that should potentially be explored, or where do you sort of see it going? Nathan, if we start with you, then Cal, to you, mate.
Cal?
I'm saying, when you're saying about the sort of everybody working together, do you think a commission could be something that potentially needs to be explored, or what do you think needs to happen for that sort of almost community vibe?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we just need like some sort of like council. I'm not sure about the commissions or anything like that. We're losing too many like world-class UK MMA fighters to the game because of they're torn between sticking to the game or feeding their families, because it's just so hard for them to make a full living, like simply just by competing professionally nowadays, like in the game, man. But some people are lucky to have get their part-time jobs or full-time jobs still paying for them during the camp, but a lot ain't.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I don't know, like maybe a union or something like that would be good. You know, kind of just to protect like the athletes and stuff like that. Like I feel like sometimes it's kind of like you left to do a lot of the things on your own. You know what I mean? And if you get obviously people start out and they think getting a manager is the best thing to do, and then they get a manager and they end up getting like a horrible deal or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's better like maybe a fighters union would be a good idea. But as I say, like obviously if you kind of do it yourself a lot of the time and then get yourself to a position where you can get a decent manager, it's a bit different. A good manager can help you with a lot of things for sure. I just feel like there's a lot of it still like kind of, it's trying to explain what I mean. Like there's a lot of it still kind of like in the dark, you know what I mean? There's like kind of a lot of people don't really kind of know a great deal about what to do, and it's kind of, I feel like a union or something like that would help a lot of, especially younger kids coming through who's kind of wet around the ears, you know what I mean, who don't really understand the game much. So yeah, definitely a community kind of thing like that would help massively, I think.
So I agree, man. I agree, because the union, I think it would bring our ideas together rather than like one person going one route. Individuality, I think, like the union and everyone has their ideas and puts them together. A round table sort of thing. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not really like it's sounding a bit political, and I know we're not really like being political or nothing like that. We're just trying to just support each other, you know.
Mm-hmm.
With the Violent Money Fighter Fund as well, Cal, for you, with it to be Nathan who's set it up, a man who's made the walk several times, a man who's been world champion, does that make a difference? I guess in the trust aspect of it, because there is some managers who come in, nobody's really heard of. Everybody knows Nathan. Like, how much of a difference does that make him having them credentials and having that sort of credibility already in place?
Massively, 100%. Like it's like people obviously, if it's this Nate, like, because Nate walked that like kind of life, you know what I mean. So he knows what it's about, and he's been there and felt the same thing other fighters have felt, you know what I mean. It's a hard struggle the whole time, you know. You, especially early on in your career, you're getting paid buttons, you're getting people pulling out left, right, and centre, you're getting other people stepping in and stuff like that, and it's crap, and you're fighting for pennies when you first start out and stuff like that. So this is, people can see that Nate's done it, you know what I mean, and being there. So it's kind of like a trust factor, you know what I mean? And if you can see people like Nathan and people, you know, like other people who's on the brand, helping each other doing it and pushing it, you know what I mean? Then obviously more people's going to see it and kind of understand what it's about and believe in it, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's one of the main reasons it'll definitely work.
Yeah. Nathan, I know it's an ever-growing list sort of fighters that you've got, so I'm not expecting you to be able to name them all straight off the belt. But for viewers who are interested, can you let us know some of the fighters who are already part of the Violent Money Fund if people do want to go over there and donate or sponsor?
Yeah, like we got I would like to say though, like I don't even really want to be like, I'm not saying like obviously I'm a part, I have to be, I'm supporting the brand, like I'm all in, man. I've given my life, everything to this, man, from the sport to like I'm putting my same energy into this brand. And all the fighters that we have involved are completely getting 100% of the contribution. Like we're not here to make any type of penny off of anyone. Any sort of discount, 100% the fighters are getting. Every single way that we can incorporate to benefit the fighter possibly. That's what we're there for. So we're going to be setting up a lot more events and programs to help the fighters. We're all coming up together, doing our calls to come up with ideas and support each other. And the brand, actually, like the T-shirt, the clothing, is another way to give the fighters money as well. You know, we can't make no money. We can't give the fighters money. We can't make no money. So support the brand and support the fighters, man. We have like Don Woodin on there, the Black Panther. We have Shane Burgos, Hurricane in the UFC. I think he's like ranked 10 or 8. Baby K. Robertson in the UFC. Darren Stewart in the UFC. We have like a few Bellator fighters. We have like a lot. It's growing constantly. Shout out to everyone, man, for supporting. And yeah, I would like to say our brand is built on mutual respect, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Nathan, just lastly, mate, if people do want to find Violent Money, where can they find you on social media, the website?
Yeah, Violent Money, Violent_money on social media, www.violentmoney.co.uk.
Excellent. Spot on, lads. Thank you very much for your time, both of you.
Thank you.